Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Can you guys hear me? Everyone can hear well? How has been trading going? Hello, Gino. Good morning. How has been trading going, guys? Okay. Now, just to confirm, can everyone see this square here? Can you please confirm if you can see the drawing before we get started? Can you just type yes? Thank you so much. So, just to make sure, guys, subscribe on YouTube channel and Telegram at least. If you haven't subscribed to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as well, but please make sure subscribe on these two so you will never miss any webinar and you will get also updates about the webinars. Good morning for the people there on the live stream. I hope you had a good trading days so far. So we are ready to get started now. Just to make sure, as every time we say that, this webinar is for education and market updates purposes only. It doesn't involve any personal advice. Okay, for any personal advice you are seeking, just please refer to your financial advisors in regards to finance. All right. Now, what's the news for today on our watch list? So far, we had the Bank of Japan reported their Q1 gross domestic product. Surprisingly, the number came a bit better than what they were expecting, as we know that Japan in general as country, they are one of the major importers in the globe. So if there is a problem with the import, Japan is getting affected a lot, and we've seen that recently with the Japanese yen. It's on the it's on the weakness. So all the other pairs, they are creating an uptrend. So later on today, in a few hours, I assume at 12 o'clock local time, we're going to have the gross domestic products for the first quarter of the European countries. So they expect the numbers to remain the same. As we notice, there are most of the Euro pairs, except the Euro JPY, most of them are just drifting sideways. Okay, we're going to just go to the chart. Yesterday, we had the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision, and surprisingly, they even increased the rates more than their forecast. So the market should be on the go. The Australian dollar should explode higher and higher and higher. But we didn't experience that in a significant amount of exposure on the run. So if you compare these two events, you can see from the chart that the market followed through a lot with the Japanese yen, regardless if they have a bit of positive outcome. The Japanese yen been sold so heavily from the euro, from the pound, from the US dollar. But the Australian dollar didn't show that much of strength across the board. So that will raise up a bit of caution about the Australian dollar. Okay. So let's go to the charts. Let me share the screen here. Let's go to the MT5. Okay. Can we all see the USD JPY pair here? Is the screen streaming okay? Yes, okay, perfect. Let's start from the beginning. Pound US dollar. I do have a pending order here, as you can see, and I will explain you why. So we were coming from this downtrend. We put this lower low. The market, as expected, push higher. Okay, however, it broke the structure because usually the markets, a strong downtrend usually has a retest around the last swing. Here we didn't have a retest around the last swing. The market pushed all the way high to the previous highs. So we consider that as a bit of strength from the buyers. So the market made these equal highs here with a false break, which I didn't take into consideration, but it pushed back and it found a bit of support here. You see, we had this bearish candle, and then we have 1, 2, 3 inside candles. So the market, if the sellers were strong as they appeared here and as they appeared there, then the market should expect to see a sell-off after this candle. However, we saw yesterday that the market opened there. The sellers, they pushed the market lower. Someone was expected to see a move even lower, but the buyers, they create this, as we call, false breakout, yeah? And then they reverse all the move back and they close strong and nice with a bullish engulfing candle up here. Now, for pattern traders, this is a 75%, it's not a confirmed, but it's a 75% formation of an inverse head and shoulder. Is anyone familiar with head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders? Someone on the previous webinar asked me, no, someone on the last educational webinar I've done asked me about a head and shoulder pattern. So I don't know if it's still around. So inverse head and shoulders in when we have a lower low and then the market, it's unable to put a lower low, and we see the buyers, they coming strong here. We consider as this the head, left and right shoulder. So I have a pending order here. My stop is there. I have a projected target of 221, a little bit more than 221 actually. Okay, up to these highs here. We will see if the market is going to follow through. Okay, risk management is in place, fixed risk per trade. So even if it's not going to work out, we don't get any hurt from that. Clear? Euro USD. I'm currently into an intraday position from yesterday with Euro USD. I open a trade here on the swing of the 30-minute chart, I think so. Yep, I have my stop somewhere. No, sorry, the stop somewhere here. It's a bit tight. I moved the stop this morning. So because this market made a higher high, it completely broke the structure. Euro, it's strong across the board. So a higher high here. For me, there is a bit more room to come to retest this area here. So if this is going to come, that will be great. If not, no hard feelings. So Euro USD, for an intraday position side, don't consider anything. If you are trading on the 15-minute charts, we are still on the downtrend. We are making lower lows. There is no reason to just buy this right now. You want to see a higher high, a retest with fib on fib levels or last swing, however you place your trade, and then you are good to go. But for now, it's a bit unclear. Yesterday was more clear, but now not anymore. I also have a pending order here, a buy stop order on the Australian dollar, US dollar. Let's see why. A few days ago when we had the webinar, we saw the market that it's stalled at these high points here. But again, like if you see the same pattern repeat in all the majors, pound USD, Euro USD, and Australian USD, no, pound USD and Australian USD, they are retesting the last high, but the Euro USD made a higher high. Okay, so that was a bit stronger, the market. But this one here, because yesterday they had the interest rates and surprisingly they came even a higher number than the expectation. So if the market, it's gonna move today, okay, based on my experience. So I have a pending order on this. No, I didn't just put the order because of that event. The event added weight to this trade. I put the order because of this bullish engulfing here, guys. Bullish engulfing here, it's my favorite price action pattern, and I trade it a lot. And I don't hesitate to pull the trigger wherever I see the bullish engulfing when the big picture is confirming such a shift in the momentum. Okay, it's not just because I see, for example, let me find a random example. This one here. This one here is a bullish engulfing, but we know that we broke the structure. So this bullish engulfing, it's not as strong as it will be in a strong uptrend. Okay, so this one, it's not a valid signal. It's not just because it's an engulfing. I'm going to take it. Okay. So pending order here, and we will see if the market will follow through. I'm hoping to keep the trade up to the retest of this high point here. However, if this is going to work, if this trade is going to work, I would like to see a new higher high. And on the next pullback, if I have a good textbook pullback, I'm going to go down to the 4-hour or 1-hour chart to find a good trigger and scale in the trade, up into the trade and manage the trade, hopefully around this level here or this level here. We will see. Maybe the market will just sell off. We're going to put a lower low and we're going to be resume on the downtrend. Who knows? But for now, I'm on the buying side in general. And the surprise, it's still on the go for the Japanese yen. Japanese yen is getting weak and weaker and weaker and weaker all the time. We saw that, if you remember, I had a selling order here and I just closed it somewhere around there because the market started at this low point. So it wasn't valid for me anymore. To be honest, I didn't participate on this bullish run here because I had my focus on the other pairs. Plus the divergence from here to there was a bit more tricky for me, for my trading style, to just position myself. Okay, although I was looking for a retest here on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. I was looking for a retest here after we broke this high. I had my line here, not somewhere here or there. I just wanted to make sure we're going to clean these highs here. However, the buyers are so strong. Japanese yen is so weak, so the market didn't pull back to give me an entry somewhere here. I was waiting, so I'm not into the trade. Okay, this trade here, it wasn't good enough for me to worth putting it. The trend becomes so steep now, and when the trend, a characteristic of the trend, guys, it comes like this. We have a nice about 45 to 55 degree trend line or EMAs. So at some point, the market, it's going to attract more buyers, and the trend is going to become steeper and steeper and steeper. So it's time to consider for a different place on this market. Okay, just a general rule of thumb here. Pound yen. Now all the Japanese yen pairs, they're gonna experience bearishness. So pound yen, euro yen, everything, it's gonna just rise. Okay, because that's how the market react. So here we had a good, we could participate in a good trade when we saw that this pin bar here. Okay, so it means that maybe sellers, they are they appear somewhere here, but usually this is a good example for false breakout. So the market opened here, it pushed lower, it took all the orders from the lows here, all the stop orders from people they were short. So an entry here, a target somewhere here, a tidy stop there, it will be a good position here. Okay. So far, the place for this one is most likely intraday. If you have, let's just draw a line here. If you have an intraday pullback, that will be a good, or if you are doing day trading with or scalping, that's also, it's a good for today. But you see what I just said earlier, that this trend line here, it becomes steeper and steeper. Okay, so just be mindful with your profit targets if you're gonna participate on this incline market right now. Euro yen, pushing higher and higher and higher. If you are into this market, well done, that's awesome. So for now, there is not many things to consider. Remember, we talked about this example in the previous sessions where the market made a push higher. It retested these levels here, and this pin bar was a great entry along with the trend. Many confluence levels, even if you draw your Fibonacci here, if you're trading Fibonacci's, it's something I use. Fibonacci is a tool that I use a lot. So around 50%, perfect entry. There you go. I prefer to trade Fibonacci's somewhere between 50 and 61%, where the pullback is a bit deep. So it's going to give me high risk, high reward to risk ratio. Usually I don't trust the 23 and the 38 because it's the market, they create those deep trend lines, okay? And as a price action trader, I need to have more odds on my favor, okay? Again, that's my trading style. Nothing against to those who are trading differently, absolutely. Everything is respected. So Euro Canadian dollar, I do have a pending order here for two reasons. First, we are retesting these lows here. If the market will experience a rejection, it will experience it today or tomorrow. The pending order is first, we have this triple bottom, okay? Strong downtrend. Triple bottom signals a big shift in the momentum, okay? Because if the sellers, they were strong, they had 3 tries to push the market lower. If they are strong, they're going to push it lower, of course. Doesn't mean because it comes to revisit the lows, it's going to just bounce back. But saying that, it's a pending order, it's not a market order on the daily chart. So if the price is going to take the high here because it's already took the low there, it's going to put a bullish engulfing. So I want to participate in the bullish engulfing and not before the bullish engulfing. Okay. If you go to the 4-hour chart, you will see that this is a swing break trade. Like many, I think you are used to trade this type with Marcus. Okay, where he enters here, he put the stops here. It's very similar concept, but I see the price action on the daily chart. And of course, the high of the daily chart and the low of the daily chart, it's going to be the swing on the 4-hour chart. Okay, you can play around with the charts and you're gonna understand this really well. So regardless where you enter, if you are saying I enter on the 4-hour on the daily chart, if you are entering using the highs and the lows of the daily chart, it's the same concept if you are entering on the swings on the 4-hour chart. So a buy stop order here on the stops, just to let you know, I have them for, I put expired day always. And the reason is if today is not going to put a bullish engulfing here, I'm not interested in any other price action. So by 23 50 tonight. If it's not going to get triggered, it's going to automatically cancel. Pound cut. Yesterday, I opened 2 trades. The one trade was intraday on the 1 hour. It was here, and the stop, it was down to the swing. And the other trade was to the break of this high here. Again, the same. But when I open 2 trades on the same pair, I always split my risk. Yeah, I don't go on a full risk for both pairs. So I have the target here. It's a good reward to risk because we don't have any major obstacles here. So I'm happy with that. The market put a bullish engulfing here, not strong, but it's still a bullish engulfing because we have a break of the high. We close considerably high here. So it's still valid for me. I'm waiting what's going to happen. But if you're going to put also your mark this, and I'm just telling you from experience, I don't use it anymore because it's been 10 years now and I understand the behavior of the market. So here you're going to have price making lower low, but if you're going to put your MACDs, you're going to see that you have a higher highs. So it's a divergence. The market can change the phase. The divergence, they don't change the direction, the trend. They don't change the trend, they change the phase. We are in a downtrend now. The divergence always plays for a reversal. So we have to manage the risk accordingly. It's good to understand where we are in the market, in what phase, in what stage of the trend development. Okay, so another 2 trades here. Then Euro Australian dollar. Remember, guys, we said, I don't know if you were participating on the webinar I've done on on Monday, actually. On Monday, I've done that webinar, and I was talking about the currencies correlation. I know that Vasilena was on the webinar. I remember that. And thanks for participating. Vasilena, I'm sure, or other guys, maybe you were on the webinar. Sorry, I didn't catch the names. If you remember, I was talking about how to filter a strong and a weak currency pair. So on this example here, we have the euro, we have the Australian dollar. We see that the euro is strong. We experience it with the Euro USD, with the Euro Yen, with the Euro CAD. It's not that strong, but it's hovering around the support. The point is that it's not weak overall. So, and yesterday we had the Reserve Bank of Australia increasing the interest rates more than the expectation, which that rarely is happening. Okay. To be honest, I don't remember to have such a rise in one go from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Anyway, the market today, I was expecting it to just keep falling, but you see the market is not following through. Maybe it's gonna just come up to here, and then on the next session, trading session, the market is gonna just sell off massively. Who knows? Okay, but the Asian session didn't follow through the bearishness here. Okay, so it shows, the market shows kind of weakness today. So this one here, regardless, we have this structure, we have the lower low here. I don't see any reason to participate and go short. If you're going to flip to the 4-hour chart, you're going to flip to the 4-hour chart, you're going to see that the market is just start around this box here. Okay, so I'm just stay on the sidelines for now. Next, we have the pound Australian dollar. Let's go to the daily chart. Pound is behave similarly on the Australian dollar as well as behave to the Canadian dollar. We are on the almost at the bottom of this range. Then it put a rejection here. Regardless, the Reserve Bank of Australia announcement so that shows a kind of weakness in the market. Okay, I have so many orders on pound already. I don't want to get another pending order here, but For many people, this is a valid pending order with a stop here or there. Depends your how aggressive you want to play this one. Okay, and then you let the trade. Gold, last time, remember we showed this area here. We have also this minor support, which the market, you can see, guys, it's just hovering around here. The box, it's relatively small for me to take any trades from the edges. Okay, compare, if you recall, compared to the Euro Canadian dollar, where this box, it was relatively good in size for me to take trades from there and from there and target the top. WTI, we are still in an uptrend. That's what we see. Remember, guys, we trade what we see, not what we think. Okay, so here we have higher highs. For me, I was looking at this market in the morning before when I woke up, because WTI is on my watch list. If I zoom like this, for me, a valid trade, it was this one here, because the market shows a pullback and a rejection of the pullback. Usually, these minor rejections here, especially after we are trending for a quite long, sometimes they are traps. Maybe the market is going to come a little bit and then push, take the stops, and then resume the trend. Okay, I don't know how the market is going to react, to be honest, and it's not my job to know how the market is going to react. My job is to know my catalyst, to know how I do my analysis, and when I see my trigger, entry, stop, boom, there you go. Okay, so that's all for the market analysis. Do you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask? Any questions from anyone? Are you in any trades? Are you holding any trades? Yep, long Euro USD. That's great. Okay, so I don't see many questions this morning coming through, so I will wrap up for now, ladies and gentlemen. It was my pleasure to do this webinar for you. Okay, good morning, pound New Zealand 4 hour. Okay, let's just go to see pound New Zealand 4 hour. See if I have it here. Pound New Zealand. You are on pound New Zealand 4 hour. I just start from the daily chart. Okay, so we have this one here. Are you long or short pound New Zealand here? Pound New Zealand long or short? Oh, many questions are coming through and the time is pushing us. Okay, I think, guys, on the next from Friday, I'm gonna just leave about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes at the end, so we can go through your questions. Is it fair enough? Because unfortunately, this the time it's a bit. So let's go here. Pound New Zealand, yes, the market is coming. It's coming up. It put the support here. Now we are pushing higher. We see that buyers, they are good in control. So I can see that the market, it has room to move at least to retest these levels here, okay, on the daily. So on the 4 hour, it will be interesting. I assume you are long. You said, yes, pound New Zealand long. Yep. It's a good trade, this one, absolutely. Yep. Double top here, entry, stop, or entry here, stop on this bullish engulfing. Or even today, entry and stop. Why not? In general, pound, it's strong, so I don't see any issue with this trade. It's just on the intraday level, there are a bit of obstacles here, but from the daily chart, it's worth holding this trade. Yep. Oh, good. And the last one, let's go to New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD. So on the daily chart, you can see that New Zealand is relatively strong. What direction are you on New Zealand USD, Andre? Double top, New Zealand USD H4, double top. Sorry, let's go to the 4 hour. Double top here. Yes, if you are referring to this area here, Andre, yes, it's a double top. And then this double top, it make a lower low, so it's still in play. Yep, I see it to the short side, but I'm not sure if you are into the trade. You are long, okay. But that, sorry, short. Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's good. Good trade. Just please make sure you manage your risk accordingly. Make sure you see the big picture. And if you remember, just a couple of minutes more, guys, if you remember from the last webinar on Monday, the educational webinar that was for 1 hour, I explained how you can see, if you see that the pound USD have the tendency to push higher, the Euro USD has the tendency to push higher, Australian dollar USD has the tendency to push higher. So we filtered out that the USD is relatively weak. So it's good to keep in mind, if we're going to go to trade US dollar long, we have to make sure that the other currency is extremely weak, like the USD yen. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. As I said, make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel and on the Instagram and on the Telegram. You're going to receive the notifications when we go live. It was a pleasure to be with you today and to host this webinar. I'm looking forward to see you on Friday, same time. Okay. Happy trading for everyone, and bye for now.